Picture this, guys. You land in the Philippines and suddenly you see what looks like a bedazzled Jeep straight out of a disco parade. What are these magical, chaotic creatures, you ask? Welcome to Jeepneys, where public transport meets art class on steroids. Jeepneys are like if a Jeep had a midlife crisis and decided to get covered in a rainbow paint, religious quotes, and a couple of peace signs for good measure. These things get absolutely packed though. Designed for 20 people, but somehow they fit 30 because Filipinos are basically Tetris champions. There are no strict stops or schedules. Just flag one down and shout stop when you want to get off. Oh, and don't expect personal space. Your seatmate might end up closer than your last Tinder date. But hey, I mean, it's super cheap, usually less than 50 cents, and a ride you'll probably never forget, only because you'll basically be sitting in someone else's lap. It's chaotic, it's iconic, and it's a uniquely Filipino experience. Just don't forget to have some change ready. There's no credit cards allowed here. Would you try a jeepney ride? Let me know in the comments below. So you've made plans to meet your Filipino friend at 2 p.m. You show up right on time because, that's just what you do. But guess what? It's 2:30 and they just texted, "I'm on my way." My friend, welcome to Filipino time. Mabuhay. Filipino time isn't about being late though. It's more about being flexible. A 6 p.m. party, expect people to stroll in at like 8. A 9 a.m. meeting, more like 9:45 with coffee in hand. And here's the kicker, if you show up on time, you just might end up helping set up chairs, which is a rookie mistake, sir. For Americans, this can feel like a crime against punctuality, but in the Philippines, it's all about taking life easy. Honestly, once you stop stressing about the clock, though, it is kind of nice. Except when it's a flight or a doctor's appointment, then yeah, get your ass there on time. So my advice, adjust your watch, or better yet, just leave it at home. Filipino time isn't late, it's not lazy, it's just flexible. Would you survive it, or would your inner type A personality implode? Let me know in the comments. In America, breakfast means pancakes, bacon, maybe a bagel. But in the Philippines, it's rice. Lunch, rice. Dinner, rice. Because basically, if rice isn't on the table, is it even a meal? Honestly, once you've had Filipino rice, cereal starts to feel like an insult to your morning. Oh, and there's even a rice cooker to person ratio in every Filipino household. It's 1-to-1, one per family member. So are you ready to embrace the rice life? Or will you be the one weirdo outcast asking for bread? Let me know in the comments. And pro tip, don't say, "I don't like rice," unless you want a full-blown Filipino intervention. So you've just landed in the Philippines, it's 90 degrees, and you're sweating like you just ran a marathon. Naturally, you assume there will be AC everywhere. Oh my sweet, naive traveler, let me enlighten you. Most homes and public spaces rely on fans or windows to stay cool. And while you'll find AC in malls and hotels, don't count on it being in like older buildings or budget accommodations. Meanwhile, your American self is sitting there just sweating buckets, wondering if it's socially acceptable to stick your head in the freezer. Ironically, Filipinos crank the AC to Arctic levels when it's available, so prepare to freeze in the mall and then immediately melt when you go outside. It's like an endless battle between sweating and freezing. Mabuhay. Filipinos will tell you it's not that hot while wearing long sleeve shirts and pants while you're over there collapsing in the corner, having a panic attack and dying of heat stroke. My advice, just get used to walking around soaking in your own sweat and constantly checking to see if you have sweat stains from your butt cheeks. And pro tip, pack a portable fan. Lots of Filipinos do this for a reason, and yeah, you'll thank me later. Food portion sizes. If you're an American visiting the Philippines, you might be in for a shock when it comes to food portions. Say goodbye to your supersized meals that leave you immobile on the couch for like an hour, and say hello to, normal, healthy size proportions. In the US, our portions are borderline comical. Think a stack of pancakes taller than your chihuahua. In the Philippines, portions are smaller, but packed with larger flavor. Order a Filipino classic like adobo or sinigang, and you'll notice it's just the right amount. At first you might think, is this a meal for ants? But the food here is fresher and more nutritious, so you'll actually get full faster and feel less like you're rolling home after dinner. Even snacks are portion controlled. A bag of chips here, perfectly modest. A bag of chips in the US, enough for pre-onset diabetes. Oh, and if you love sharing, Filipino meals are often served family style, so it's a win for social eaters and cheapskates. So are you ready to downsize your meals but upgrade your taste buds? Let me know in the comments if you're team dad bod or team bikini bod. So you're in the Philippines, it's hotter than Hades, and you order a cold drink to cool off. But when it arrives, no ice. As an American, this is enough to warrant a night in jail. I mean, these are fighting words. But let's talk about the Filipino no ice culture. In the US, we love drowning our drinks in ice, soda, water, cocktails, you name it. But in the Philippines, drinks are usually served straight from the bottle or can. And if you do actually get some ice, it's probably only like a cube or two. Why? Some say it's to avoid watered down drinks. Others say it's a health thing because, let's be real, ice from dirty water can turn your vacation into an Olympic record-breaking sprint to the nearest bathroom. Pro tip, if you're craving icy drinks, ask for them specifically and be grateful if they give you a couple of cubes. Or just hit up a convenience store for a cold one straight from the fridge. So what do you think? Could you survive without ice, or are you bringing your own mini cooler on the plane? Let me know in the comments if you're making room in your luggage for ice trays. The first floor is not the ground floor. So you're in the Philippines and someone tells you your hotel room is on the first floor. Cool, you think that should be easy. It's ground level. No sir. You walk in, look around, and no room. Turns out the first floor is actually the second floor. Welcome to Filipino building logic. In the US, the first floor is the ground floor. Simple. But in the Philippines, the ground floor is called, well, the ground floor. And the first floor is actually one level up. So if someone says, meet me on the second floor, they really mean the third level by American standards at least. Confused yet? This layout is actually super common in many countries. Americans, it feels like participating in an official escape room every time you see an elevator panel. This leads to fun situations where you'll be standing at an elevator, confused as hell, riding up and down the elevator trying to figure out where your room is. So what do you think? Logical system or unnecessary brain teaser? Let me know in the comments below. And pro tip, if you get lost, just give up and sleep in the hallway. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, please do me a favor and give me a like and a subscribe. I would love you forever. I'm sure you love bread, who doesn't? But in the Philippines, bread is an entire personality. You walk into a bakery and suddenly there are like 50 different types of bread, none of which you can pronounce or have ever seen in your entire life, but all of which you absolutely now need to try before you die. Here, bread isn't just a snack, it's a lifestyle. From pandesal, a soft, slightly sweet breakfast roll, to ensaimada, a buttery, cheesy pastry. There's something for everyone. And let's not forget Spanish bread. It's not actually Spanish, but it's rolled with butter and sugar, and it's heavenly. You'll find bakeries on every corner, and each one is giving off that irresistible smell of fresh bread. This hits differently because back home, bread is often prepackaged and full of preservatives. Here, it's all about fresh, warm, and straight out of the oven. And yeah, don't even get me started on the variety. You'll never look at plain white bread the same way again. So tell me, are you ready to trade your bagel for pandesal? Man, trust me, one bite and you'll understand the Filipino bread obsession. Let me know if you're team fluffy rolls or team sliced loaf. No small talk in the Philippines. If you're from the US, you probably love your small talk. It's practically our national pastime to annoy each other with boring comments about the weather. But in the Philippines, small talk is really not a thing. So don't let it catch you off guard. I'm sure you're used to chatting with strangers everywhere, at the grocery store, the bank, even the gas station. Hey, great day to be alive, yeah? We'll ask, even if we don't actually care about the answer, a bunch of regular chatty Cathys. But in the Philippines, conversations are usually more direct. Filipinos are super warm and friendly, but they don't do the whole talk for the sake of talking thing. If you're at a store or restaurant, they'll greet you, of course, help you with what you need, and that's about it. No unnecessary chit-chat about the weather or your weekend plans. Honestly, it's kind of refreshing though. As an American, it might feel a little cold at first though. So are you a fan of skipping the small talk, or do you need your daily dose of pointless jibber-jabber? Let me know. And hey, in the Philippines, silence isn't awkward. Silence is golden. So you're in the Philippines and you walk into a public restroom and you think, yeah, cool, I'll just head to the toilet like I've done a million times. But wait, the sinks are in one room and the actual toilets are in another. What is this sorcery? Unlike back home where everything, sinks, stalls, urinals, is crammed into one restroom, Filipino bathrooms are split up. First, you have to enter a room with just sinks and mirrors. Want to use the toilet? That's through another door entirely. It's like a two-step process just to wash your hands after using the bathroom. At first, it's kind of confusing. You'll be staying there thinking, did I just walk into the wrong room? But honestly, it makes sense. There's no awkward group of people washing their hands, checking themselves out in the mirror while you're in the background doing your business. What do you think about this? Genius design or overly complicated? Let me know in the comments below. And pro tip, make sure you're heading to the right room before you whip it out. In the US, public transportation is like a mobile party. People talking and laughing, even blasting music. But in the Philippines, public transportation is eerily quiet. So let's talk about why this is so different. Whether you're on a jeepney, a bus, a train, it's common for Filipinos to keep to themselves. People might be on their phones, reading, or just staring out the window in total silence. It's not awkward, it's just normal here. Americans, on the other hand, are used to chatting with strangers, joking around, or even live streaming if they're feeling extra cringy that day. But here, if you start talking too loudly, you'll probably get some annoyed or concerned looks. It's not like Filipinos are unfriendly, quite the opposite. They're just not into making a scene in public. Everyone minds their own business, enjoys their space, and gets off at their stop without much drama. It's actually very peaceful. So are you ready to embrace the quiet life on public transport, or are you going to miss the social cacophony that is US transportation? So imagine this, guys. You're in the Philippines, you're out exploring, nature calls, you find public restroom, relief is in sight, but wait, there's a fee to get in? What? Yep, in the Philippines, many public restrooms charge a small fee, usually around 5 or 10 pesos, which is only about 10 to 20 cents in American money. It's not a scam, it's how they keep the facilities clean and maintained. The money goes towards toilet paper, soap, and keeping the restrooms usable. Sounds fair, right? Except when you realize you don't have any coins on you, that's a rookie mistake, sir. I guess you're going in your pants today. If you're in a pinch, malls and restaurants usually have free restrooms, so those are your best bets. And don't be surprised if someone's sitting at the entrance collecting payments. Bro tip though, always carry small change in your pocket when you're out and about. You don't want to get caught with your pants down, literally. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this. Is this annoying or a realistic way to keep restrooms clean? Remember, a few pesos can save you from a very stinky situation. Pun intended. In the US, Sundays are for running errands, hitting Target, making unnecessary purchases. But in the Philippines, good luck, because half the stores are closed, sir. Closed. Here's the deal. Many stores and businesses in the Philippines close early or don't open at all on Sundays. Why? It's a day meant for family and rest. For Americans used to 24/7 convenience, this can feel like the universe is conspiring against your to-do list. Forgot to buy groceries on Saturday? Looks like you're ordering takeout tonight. But here's the flip side. Malls are still buzzing. Filipinos love to spend Sundays at the mall with their families, enjoying food, window shopping, and of course the air conditioning. It's like the entire country collectively said, we'll skip chores and head straight for the fun. And frankly, I'm here for it. So would you embrace a Sunday slowdown, or does the thought of no Sunday errands make you hyperventilate? Let me know in the comments. And pro tip, get your shopping done early or join the mall crowd. Either way, relax and enjoy your friends and family on your weekend days off. So you're visiting someone's home in the Philippines, and before you step inside, they stop you, with a smile of course, and say, "Shoes off, please." Wait, what? Do they have a fetish for feet? No. Americans, let's unpack this. In a Filipino household, taking off your shoes before entering a home is a sign of respect and cleanliness. They love their floors spotless, and shoes, they're seen as carriers of dirt and bad vibes from the outside. There's a bonus side to this though. They usually have these comfy little indoor slippers waiting for you, so your feet are literally never left wandering. As an American, this might feel odd because we're used to strutting around the house with our sneakers on, carpet and all. But think about it, would you really want the grime from the streets all over your living room floor? And don't even get me started on people putting shoes on the bed. That's a cardinal sin right there, sir. So, would you embrace the no shoes rule, or are you endgame loyal to your sneakers? Let me know in the comments. And hey, slipper life isn't so bad. It's like a hug for your feet. You've just arrived in the Philippines and you're trying to find an address. You type it into Google Maps feeling confident. until you get there and realize, wait, where's the building number? Welcome to the great Filipino address hunt. Unlike back home, where every house has a clear numbered address, Filipino addresses work a little differently. Many buildings are part of blocks instead of having individual numbers, and some addresses are more like general directions than exact locations. You might see something like street name, barangay 123, near the big tree. What big tree? To make things even more fun, sometimes you find the right street, but there are multiple buildings with the same number, just different units inside. So yeah, good luck to your delivery guy. If you ever get lost, just ask a friendly neighbor. They'll probably guide you and then ask you for your life story. So, how about you? Could you survive the Filipino address system? Or would you be the person to just give up and text, "I'm coming down, I'll meet you outside somewhere"? Let me know in the comments. And pro tip, landmarks are your best friend here. Over by the big tree!